Alrighty, guys and gals, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Misty Mountain Gaming channel. I am Big E, and we are back in City Skylines. I missed this game. Yes, I did. This should be season number 4 for us. And I was looking at the metrics on my channel, which is something I pretty much never do. I don't really look at the numbers or anything, but I was surprised to see my most viewed video is my very first City Skylines episode that we did. I think that often happens with the first episode of something new on a channel, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I know I have got some City Skylines fans out there, and I thought we'd jump back into it. This is one of my favorite games. It's a city builder. It is a lot of fun, a lot of creative stuff you can do, and we've done some creative stuff in City Skylines, I'd like to think. Anyway, this season we're going to be playing vanilla. Yes, we are. That means we're going to have to deal with wonkiness, wonky terrain, oddball zoning and roads. If you want to play along at home, we are playing on the Twin Rivers vanilla map. Yes. Let me pause the game. Your game will start paused. I just had it unpaused right there. But this is Twin Rivers. Or, I'm sorry, Two Rivers. Yeah, this is Two Rivers, not Twin Rivers. Anyway, if you've never played this game before, it is a wonderful game. You can drop a lot of time into it, a lot of fun. But the idea, you start out, you see this dotted line here. This is a square you start out with. You start out with one square. And you have access to the highway, and you have access to water. And then you're on your own. So what you have to do, in order to start building your little city, your little town, your little village, you're going to have to get road connections in so people can drive in and move into their new homes. Yes, yes, yes. Let me just show you really quick. I am using 2 mods. This is it. I'm using Find It and Picker. This doesn't really break the immersion of the game. There's not really any immersion in the game unless you make it that way, but these are essential for me. Find It just allows me to, it's like a little query. You can query whatever you're looking for. And then Picker, well, I'll show you what Picker is if you've never seen this before. It's a wonderful mod. That's it. Everything else is completely vanilla. Yes, yes. So the way this game works, so the first thing we have to do, I'm sorry, before I get onto roads, first thing we have to do is build some infrastructure. We have to build some roads, and I'm going to do a little bit of layout here. Now, you only start with 70,000, I'm just going to call them credits, or monies, whatever. So not a lot. And as soon as you start laying down roads and things, you're going to incur a cost for the road and then like maintenance and stuff. So it's a good idea to keep the game paused initially. And let's get started. So let me look at what we have here. So I've played this map before. I know the river flows this way, and I'll show you that in just a minute. But anyway, the reason I'm looking at that is because you're going to need a water inlet to get water to your people, and also a water outlet to pump out raw sewage directly into the river or your lake. That's how the game works initially. We're going to need some power. People need power, and we're going to have to take care of that. So I feel like what I'm going to do, there are 3 types of zoning that you can do. There is residential, which is the green. There is commercial, which will be like blue, I think. And then there's industrial, which is like orange. Or offices later on. You'll get offices, which I think is bright blue. So for right now, what I'm going to do, as far as the roads go, when you click on this first road, this is all you have. Click on your first road right here. And just drop one in. Just drop it in. And then immediately just hit the B key and bulldoze it. You get a slight refund. You don't get the full refund, but a slight refund. And what that does is unlock these other roads. Also, it unlocks your water and your power down here. I don't know why the game works like that, but it does. I think it was designed so that you do things in a certain order, perhaps. Anyway, not a big deal. I think what we're going to do, you can start building with dirt roads first, and it will save you some money, but I feel pretty confident in my building abilities. Well, I say that now. Let's see how that goes. So what I want to do here, I want to find my one-way, two-lane road. And I kind of like to do the same thing here. I actually borrowed, I'll just say stole, this design from another YouTuber. He actually got me playing this game. Imperial Jedi is a great City Skylines builder. Actually, I'll do this first because I'm going to be deleting some roads. I take that back. Where's my dirt road? Where's my dirt? Right here. I'll start with the dirt road down here. So I'm going to come in. I'm going to come up. So you can see here, it's got like this auto snapping. And see where that line comes in? So this is 5 units and that's 10 units. I like to build in units of 10, but you can do it however you want. I'm going to come up this way. I'm going to come up this way. I'm going to come over. I'm going to do the same thing on this side. Oh, I already messed up. Already messed up. Let me turn this down. I feel like it's a bit too loud. Okay. And then what I'm going to do, we're going to come off at a 45 like this. Yes. And then I can get rid of these. A little bit of waste of money right here, but it just kind of the way I like to do it. Helps me build. And then we're going to come straight up this way. And these are going to change over to one-way roads. Obviously, because the highways are one way like this. And then we're going to extend this. I'm just going to pull it down here for now. We'll go... do that. Just for right now. So the idea here, what I'm doing, I'm going to set up an industry area back here where we're going to have some power. And this is the industry areas are a polluting type of zone. So they create ground pollution and noise pollution. And if your citizens are too close to it, they will get sick. And they'll have to go to the hospital, or they will move out and your houses will go abandoned. And then down here, we're going to start our little neighborhood and some commercial zones. So the idea of this is to have our industry trucks are going to have to come in from the highway and deliver coal to our power plant. We are going to use a power plant, a coal power plant. But we cannot produce, we can't mine our own coal yet or ore to feed our own power plant. So we're going to have to take deliveries in and out of the city. And I want these guys to be able to come in and just go this way and not drive through our neighborhoods. On the other hand, our residents can just drive straight through. And this is actually going to be an overpass right here for the industry trucks to go over so they don't interfere with our citizens. In fact, we can do it right now. So delete these two. And what we're going to do here, down here, elevation step, I like to have, for some reason, the game loves it all the way up. And let me show you what that does. So if I lay a road and then I use the page up key, see how high that is? It's a little bit ridiculous. I like to have this all the way down. That way, when I do page up, it's small increments. And if you do it 3 times, that's 1, 2, 3. It's usually perfect. So 820, I'm going to do the same on this side. It should be 820, 1, 2, 3, because I like things straight. There we go. Now our industry trucks, after they come in and make a delivery, they can get back onto the highway without crossing over the road there. Yes. A little bit of a sharp corner here. We'll probably change that up. In fact, why don't we do it this way? I usually keep it like that. Let's actually, we'll put this back. Do I want to do that? I think I do. Let's do it this way. It's kind of a bit of a sharp, like that turn is ridiculous. So this is a little bit more free-flowing, perhaps. We'll just leave it like that. It should be fine for now. I know it looks a little bit weird. So let's extend this. This is going to be my industry area down here initially. And if you are somebody who likes things lined up and perfect, the vanilla game is going to drive you a little bit crazy. Because as you can see, the little area we have to build in doesn't line up with this road. That's a perfect 90 to here because this is wonky. So you just kind of have to ignore that type of stuff. Anyway, that's it. I'm just going to hold off right there. We're going to go right to water. So this is a water pumping station. This is you can use this or you can use a water tower. I like to just start with the water pumping system. It's a little bit more money, but the capacity is way more, and it's just a little bit more efficient. So as soon as you click on it, you see these arrows. That is the way that the water's flowing. So you don't want your outlets, which, again, we're going to be pumping raw sewage. You don't want these here and then pumping up, because if you put this outlet, it's going to... If I put an outlet here, all of this is going to turn brown and disgusting. And you will pump it up, and your citizens will get sick. So we could go with an eco water plant. It's interesting they both say zero pollution. That is not true. I don't know why it says that. So these things, there's ground and water pollution and there's noise pollution. This is not zero. The only one that's really clean is this one. Yeah, I don't know why it says it. Anyway, we're just going to go basic right now because the capacity is twice as much. So I'm going to put this down here. It doesn't have to be too far apart. And what I'm going to try to do, I'm going to put these close together, but not too close, because I want my power to easily flow between these. And then we need a water pipe, so you have to connect them. You don't need separate water pipes in this game. Just one pipe takes care of both things. And the way that I'm going to try to do this is stay under the roads. I'm going to run my water pipes under the roads is the plan. We need to connect up there. And let's come down this way. A little bit inefficient here, but it should be okay initially. I'll just run this to there. All right. Now I'm going to need some power. But before I do that, let me think about how I want my little first industry area to work here. Straight shot coming down. Dun, dun, dun. I think what I might do here is going to be a little bit... Do I want to do that? I could come from here. And that'll mess up my zoning. We'll just keep it like this. I'm thinking internally here is all I'm doing. So I'm going to put my power plant. As soon as I lay this power plant, we're going to have ground pollution. It's going to kill the trees around it. So I think what I'm going to do, eventually I would like to turn this into a forestry area. There are different types of industry you can do that are cleaner. So I think what I'm going to do, we're going to put I'm going to make a little, what was that length? 200? That's fine. We'll do a full, how do I want to do this? I'm a little rusty in the game. We'll do it this way. We'll just do standard. That way our zoning works out. And you do not want your industry area too close to your residential for reasons I've mentioned with the pollution. So we're going to have a little teeny area. We'll just start here. I can extend this a little bit further, I think. Can I get that? Yeah, we're a little bit close there. There we are. So, power. Now, you can put windmills or wind turbines. They are not very efficient, though. They look really cool. But as you can see down there bottom right, they only put a maximum of 8 megawatts. And if you click on this, you have to place these where it's gray, which means I'd have to place them along here, which wouldn't be too bad. That might look kind of cool. But if you look at the power plant, it's 40. So you'd have to place 5 of these to get the power that one of these Now, these are no ground pollution, but you can see the noise pollution, 75. A little less noise pollution here, but ground pollution. Anyway, we're just going to go with coal. It's just a bit more efficient for right now. And I'm going to put it onto this side here, as close, as far away as I can. There we are. Now we're going to need to run some utility poles, and unfortunately you only have these big giant ones. The game starts you with these massive ones. I wish the vanilla game had little like wooden poles, but they don't. So let me see. We'll try to be as efficient as we can here. So you see these little bubbles. Power will jump, which is a good thing. So as long as I have them touching, you can jump your power over, and these didn't work out like I wanted, but that should be fine there. Now, as soon as I unpause, the power is going to shoot across and power these up, and we'll have water flowing. We've got 28,650. As soon as I unpause, this number is going to start to go down, but we should be okay. Should be okay. Now, I will need... Let's go back to our roads here. Kind of glad I actually went with the dirt roads initially. I think I saved a bit of money. This is a bit more than I wanted to do. So I've got to be mindful of what potentially could happen here. In fact, hold on. I'm going to switch over to my 2-lane right now. And I'm going to upgrade this. So to upgrade a road you put in, just click down here on the upgrade road tool. And it will upgrade a road for you. And be mindful of the arrows. We want that one way to flow out, and this comes this way. The reason I did that, okay, that's what I was afraid of. So I don't know if you can see this. You see how the squares here, these are our zoning squares. They do not line, there's none here. That is because the ground is uneven here. That's a bit unfortunate. So how am I going to deal with that? I don't have access to a bigger road right now, like a 3-lane or a 4-lane, which is what I would prefer to do. And we don't have access to the landscaping tools. You can level stuff in this game, but we don't have access to it yet. There's milestones that you have to hit, which we'll track over here, and we're a ways off. So that kind of sucks. It's not the worst. It's not the worst thing, but it's not the best. I'll tell you what. I'm going to waste even more money here. Let's do this. I get a slight refund, as you can see there. Let's go back. Do a regular 2-lane road here. I got to think about this. This really kind of screws me up because I was planning to put commercial between these two roads, and it's unfortunate that that's so wonky. Let me see if this will work. No, I can't get between there. It's going to want to click to these nodes, and I'm not using the mods, which would allow me to kind of finagle this a little bit, so that doesn't actually work. Okay. Well, back to what we were doing. I'll just lay it in like we had it. Yeah, pretty big waste of money right there. It's not the worst thing, though. Okay, let's get our neighborhood drawn in here. I am going to keep this one way, I think. I'll have a couple of cut-throughs. Let's see. I should be okay like that. Let's put a couple of one-way or two-way roads in here. Where are they at? I want the... here we go. I like this one because there's parking spaces. Some of the roads don't have parking spaces. I kind of like to see people parked on the road. It's a little bit more realistic. So I don't want my intersections too close together here. It creates a lot of traffic, but this is where we're going to start building our first neighborhood. And these roads, I do not want one-way roads. How far did I come out? We came out 800. So I'm going to try to mimic. I kind of like using grid patterns. They're a little bit boring, but they're super efficient. All right, there we are. Yeah, I got a little hill over here. Might be interesting. And I'll just use where these crossovers are here. This might be a little town center, just a teeny little town vibe happening here. And I guess we'll do that. And we'll do that. And we'll do this. So you can see how the my zones are working out here? The squares are all perfectly lined up for the most part. They will break where the terrain is not level, but that's, like I said, that's kind of just something you got to deal with, but that's a little bit more realistic. So we got a basic layout here. I'm down to $10,000, or credits, whatever you want to call them. Let me get my water pipes run. Okay, nice. Let's start right here. So I'm going to zone in. You can see this is the demand. The higher it is, you can see it says very high demand for residential. So we're going to start laying in some houses. And there's a couple of different ways you can do it. I like to use either the fill tool, which, as you can see, it just fills in entire sections, or the marquee tool is how I like to do it. But I know for a fact this is going to be commercial. I know we have no demand, but I'm just going to go ahead and... Oh, these actually lined up because the ground leveled out. So that's not too bad. I'm just going to put these in because I know this is where I want commercial. And let's start putting some residential. So 4x4. A 4x4, let me show you, is the largest you can do a house. So like that. If you wanted to place single houses, it's the largest you can do it. But if you zone in, they'll just pop in however they want. So this stuff will fill in pretty quickly. But what I'm going to have to think about running the power line. So I don't want too much stuff down here because I want I'm actually going to take that out. If you right click, you can remove whatever you put in, or you can just de-zone over here. But I'm going to want the power to jump, and I'll show you what I mean. So go back to our power lines. Let me see. How can I be as efficient as possible to save some money? I'm just going to come from here. I'm going to come over the road. I'm going to put that... Perfect. So I'm going to unpause. The money's going to dwindle away. I'm going to put it on 2-speed. You have 3 speeds. Accelerate time. I'm going to put it on 2-speed. And we should see some houses start to pop in. There's the first one, and that's actually perfect. So what will happen... Oh, I just missed it. If it's close enough, the power will jump over. I cannot believe that this doesn't connect. It's really unfortunate. It's okay. We can make it work here. We're just going to do this. And I will get rid of that power line labor. But you can see, so now it's fine. I wish that jumped a bit further, but it doesn't. So this is actually filling it perfectly. And once I get some industrial demand, I'll start filling in here, and we can sort of take out these power lines because they're just hideous to look at. This is stuff you'd expect to see like off on the highway, but this is the only option you have, unfortunately. Anyway, our little town is... People are moving in. Oh, we got some commercial popping up. Yeah, little teeny thing. I'm going to turn the day-night cycle off. It's cool to look at, but it's a little hard to build in, and it's a little hard when you're doing like a Let's Play. So just keep it daytime for right now. But I know we're going to have huge demand for residential initially, so we're going to just keep laying this stuff in. It just pops in immediately. And we'll put some down here as well. And I kind of like how this split, actually, because that one square is enough to get a walking path when we unlock that. I like walking paths in the neighborhood. Looks kind of neat. So because this didn't zone to this side of the road, this is kind of, I wouldn't say wasted space, but I'd have to put commercial on this side for people on this side of the road to access it. But it's not the worst because this is one way up through here. So trucks can come in. These will also have to make deliveries and imports and exports, and maybe they can just roll right around and get back onto the highway. Yeah. And this could just be one way. I might change it up to put some more stuff in here. So just going to leave it for now. Anyway, there's a slight demand for, you see that orange down here? That is our industry. Industry does not care about pollution, so you can literally put it right next to your plants, but I'm going to leave a little bit of space. So my plan here is to kind of come out this way, where these power lines are, to make the power jump across, if I can, because I do want to get rid of the power lines. It also wastes, it takes up the zoning spots there. So that's 4x4. It's the biggest you can build, and so there'll be individual buildings. So if you look at the power, see it's jumping across, and when this one fills in, I should be able to get rid of that line. And are we going to go broke here? We might. Sometimes you can start making money before you go broke, but I don't know if that's going to happen. Let me do that. So down here, this is your current bank balance, and this is a weekly figure. So whatever you're making a week or losing a week, this is the number of people, and this is the weekly change. I don't know why it's negative right now. It's a little bit weird. It should just be growing, but that's what these numbers is. These numbers are. That's what these numbers is. Yeah, so we're in the hole, but this, it'll fluctuate. Oop, I do not have water coverage here. I have to have water coverage, and I don't have enough money. It's okay. If we can hit, I think the first mile, what is the first milestone? It's 420. 420. When I unlock this, we have access to loans and taxes. Now, what the game will do, it's a little bit generous. If you go bankrupt, if you stay bankrupt, it will give you an option for a bailout one time. We might have to take it. It depends. It really sucks that I did not lay my water pipes in correctly. So these are kind of pointless here. I might have to actually get rid of these. In fact, I am going to get rid of them. Let's get some residents in here. I need to keep on top of the demand so we can try to balance out. We'll just fill all this in. Pretty wonky zoning there. A little bit more demand for commercial. Let's get money generated here. Let's just fill all this in. Boy. Okay, let me do this differently. I'm going to put them here. So these are trucks coming in. It's also people coming to and from work. But yeah, they make deliveries, they drop off, and then they leave the city, or sometimes they work there. And you can look at all kinds of specific things in your city if you want. Oh, my boy. Okay, well, we're growing. That's good. So we might hit. We just have to get 420, and then we're going to pause the game. We should be fine. This should work out. We're going to hit 420. Let me keep laying in here close to the water, because my water pipe is on this side. And we'll put some on this side as well. That generates a little cash for us. Now, if a house or a building goes without a service for too long, it will go abandoned. People, and you'll lose the people and that tax dollar. But I think we're fine. I wasted a little bit of money, and I probably... This is a little larger than I would normally start. And if I stayed with the dirt roads, we'd probably be okay right now. But we're actually going to hit our milestone here. Let me go triple speed. And the game will pause as soon as you hit your milestone. So each one of these is a week. This little counter here. I don't know why we're losing people. It's a little bit strange. I need more houses here. Let me see if I can get... Oh, boy. Oh, now the number's going down. This kind of sucks. We might have to... We might get the option for the bailout. Didn't play it the smartest. So this is going to hurt us. Oh, we hit it! Man, in the nick of time. So with each milestone, you unlock new features and new things. So here's our new services. Garbage. We need healthcare and we need education. And as soon as you unlock something, your citizens are going to start wanting it. So let's pause the game. First thing we're going to do, come into this economy tab, go into taxes, raise this to 12%. You can get away with 12%, and this will help you out tremendously. You can't get over 12% unless your area, the land value is really, really high, and we'll get into that later. But by raising this generates extra income. I can also take out a loan, and I'm going to give me that. Let me get some power, some water in here. Oh, did I just miss that? I think we're okay there. I think we're okay there. Let me unpause. We actually didn't lose any people. Okay. Good. Good. Let's lay in. Okay, good. That just overlaps there, which is nice. Okay. That kind of saved us. I didn't think we were going to hit it. I don't know how we did because it looked like we were losing people, but it worked out. Let me... Okay, so I won't zone on this side for right now. Up here. Take care of that later. And we're starting to make a positive cash flow. So we played that pretty close. Yeah, nice. And once that starts, it can go back down, but you're usually in a safe spot. Now, you can also play this game with unlimited money and, like, everything unlocked. And we've done that in some of our creative, I'll say our more creative city builders seasons. But we're just going with vanilla right now, in case there's anybody who's never played the game. I'm just going to zone this in. Whoops, I don't want that zoned in. So you can see how dirty it is. It kills the trees. Pretty horrific. Pretty horrific. Okay, let's stay on top of... Okay, so they're already complaining about trash is building up. So let me just pause. Let's go down here, garbage. So we got garbage, healthcare, and education. Garbage and education are more important. Put those in before you put your healthcare in. You can go a little bit longer. But you don't want garbage piling up. People will complain. Land value goes down. People move out. Education is just as important. So we're going to have to put a landfill in, unfortunately. There is a recycling center, but you can see how much more it is. The cost is $16,000. The landfill is $4,000. And then there's an upkeep per week. This is much cleaner, but for the early game... As much as I hate them, I'm just going to put a landfill in. I actually can't get it in there. I can if I take some buildings out. All right, we're going to put this... Boy, this is a big monstrosity. Where do I want this thing? I wish they had created this where it would fit between your zones like that, but they don't. So... I don't want to break the power. Actually, I am going to break the power right here. Oh, let me do it this way. I just want to pull this back a little. And we'll upgrade these other roads. We'll upgrade them to... pavement. Yes. Okay, so I broke the power there. That actually should be fine. It's right. It's still good to go. Okay, let me unpause. Now, what'll happen is this will start sending garbage trucks out immediately. There they go. It's lovely, isn't it? You guys ever had a landfill in your town? I've had plenty in small towns. Horrible. So that's, they're gonna, it's kind of a ways to drive, but it's fine. And I will eventually tie this in together. And, oh my God. What am I doing? You guys see a problem here? You guys probably have seen the problem. The problem here, people coming this way, they have no way to get into the town. They have to come out here, and then they have to leave the city and come back in. So that happened because I have not tied this together. Boy, I'm glad I caught that sooner than later. So let me see what happens to this truck. And I got to fix this power because he's already en route. He may just leave the city. He is. He has to leave the city because he was already, the AI was already en route. Oh, that's actually not a garbage truck. Here they come. It might be okay. Let me fix this power really quick. I'm actually going to zone in. I'm going to put a house here. Now, I'm purposely not zoning here because if I extend this road, it leaves this free. I also typically don't like to zone. Do I want to zone? I don't mind zoning on this road because it's two-way. Be careful how you zone in on a one-way road, though. It can create problems. So this should make the power jump as soon as this house comes in. There it goes. As soon as it's built. And then power flows nicely. So let me look at our garbage trucks. Oh, okay. They're smart. I didn't realize that because that's not a one-way road. They're doing that, but now it's a little bit easier. Anyway, let's upgrade some roads here. I do want my one-way roads. This needs to be one-way. Yeah, so he just took a left there. That's how that should be. This should be one-way. And if you lay a one-way road down and it's the wrong direction, just right-click, and you can change the direction of it. This bridge is not one-way. And is that beneficial at all? The only way it's beneficial if somebody comes in this way and changes their minds, like, nah, I'm getting out of here. I don't like this town. Kind of looking at this, it looks a little bit weird because I changed the design up. It's a little bit more efficient. Incoming, outgoing, this is better, I think. It's just a better turn than that weird 45 cutback that was happening. Residential. And let me lay a school in right now. We need education. We need our citizens to be educated. I'm going to put the school over here. And so the green that you see is the coverage. It's fairly accurate, but you're going to have a lot of schools anyway. So we're going to be laying more than one. This is going to be some wonky zoning right here. So what I'm going to do is just kind of custom fill this, and I'm going to leave this open for a path. And let's zone all that in. I may as well zone up here. And that's demand's going to get eaten up immediately. We have demand for some more commercial. So what I'm going to do for commercial, we're going to put little pockets of stores in. Like we'll do this, like a little corner store right here. You can do different shapes, maybe a coffee house or bookstore or whatever. We'll put some right here. I usually do that first, little pockets of commercial, but we'll just kind of leave it like that. But this is going to extend. Now, I'm kind of locked in here for the future, but usually I like to have one big, like a 4-lane road. But because we haven't hit the milestone where we have that road unlocked, I'm kind of locked into this. I can change it later, and we might. We'll see. But I do need to, I need to expand here. I guess we got money. Oh, we have money. Let's go ahead and put a clinic in. How much is this? It's 10 grand, but we're making money. I'm just going to drop the clinic. We'll put a clinic over here on this wonky tile across from the school, and then let's get some more people in here. We'll just kind of leave that open. Come there. And I think I'm going to put a commercial building here next to the clinic. It kind of makes sense. And we'll leave a little space, and then we'll do that. And then we'll have another commercial building right over here. I like this because this allows you to create paths later when that unlocks. We're a couple milestones away, I believe. But I've got to start expanding here. And you can check 2 different ways to check how your power and everything's doing. You can come up here, and you can click individually on what you have, or you can just use these. It's the same thing, essentially. So it'll show you your consumption. It's only 15 megawatts, and we're producing 40. Now, this is going to change kind of rapidly as the city gets bigger. We'll have to drop another power plant, or use some turbines. How about water? Water, usually you're pretty good for a while, but you can keep an eye on everything. In this, so processing status would be if you had a recycling center. Landfill usage is obviously how full your landfill is, and this will go a long time. And then clinics, it'll show if you have 6 citizens, and then your heal capacity. So you want everything in the green, basically. And education, we're going to have mostly uneducated. Pretty much everybody is still uneducated. That's why it's important to drop that school in as soon as you can, because your commercial zones and your industry zones are going to want educated workers. And if they don't have educated workers, they'll start complaining and the building will go abandoned. Anyway, we've kind of leveled out. Now, I'm not somebody who jumps on top of this if these are low. I'll wait till they get like medium, like halfway. But we do have to, how are we doing on time? Let me check that. Okay, we're rolling up on an hour. These City Skylines episodes have typically always run at pretty much an hour. But let's keep extending here. Let's keep building here, I should say. And we'll eventually break away from this grid pattern a little bit. But for right now, we're going to keep it. One thing I am going to do, let's upgrade the roads like I said I was going to do. Now, this should not break because this is the same size. I have seen, when I say break, sometimes if you upgrade a road, this will turn red because it's too close. That's usually because the terrain is wonky. It's the only time that happens, but it should not break. Oh, so this is an example. So this is just kind of a limitation of this game. If I had move it, I could move this node and we could fit that in, but it's just too close to this line, so it's not going to let me do it. So we're just going to leave that dirt. It doesn't really matter too much. Everything else should be upgraded. Yes, it is. Now, this road here, I'm going to change this. In fact, let's just do it this way. The speed limit is greater, so on this, it's 40. I think the dirt road is 20 or 30, but that does make a difference as well. I'm just contemplating if I want this 2-way. The way that I have it set up, it may as well be 1-way. I'm just going to leave it, though. It's not a big deal. Anyway, I'm going to keep the 1-way roads. That's a thing in a lot of towns I've lived in. It creates a nice little traffic flow, I think. But let's extend our neighborhood here. We're going to come out by 2. keep the grid pattern for now, but maybe we'll change the roads up over here. Do some different types of cross streets back here. That rock went bye-bye. Now, you can get as creative as you want with this game. You can name everything. You could name buildings, people, cars, all of the streets. If you guys have an idea for a little town name, let me know. Right now, it's just Two Rivers, which is the map we're playing on. But let me know if you... Oh, we just hit another milestone. Worthy Village. So we can unlock a new square if we want. We don't have to worry about that right now. We can make our own districts where you can assign specific policies. We can take out a second loan. We can turn off the heater beside me. Now we have fire, police, and we'll get unique buildings. And then this is kind of cool. We have specializations for our industry. So we could switch over to forestry or agriculture, like farming and stuff. And we will do that. So, of course, now that we hit this, our citizens are going to, this is going to become an issue. So you're going to want to put the fire and police stations. Put the fire department in first, because fires will start breaking out. They can, and they can spread. And if you don't have a fire department, you're going to be screwed. So I'm going to pause the game because our demands are getting high. I'm going to put in a fire department. I want one. We're going to put two. I want one quick access to the industry area, but not too close to make them sick. I think I'm going to put them on the corner here. Actually, let me hold off on that for right now. I'm going to put one. Let me look at these roads. So you got to think about how your service vehicles. This is pretty much the only inlet here. Let me put a road in here really quick. This is what I was getting ready to do up here anyway. We need more access up here. So fire department, we're going to put... I kind of want to put it there. I want quick access. I want them to be able to roll right out. We're going to put one there. And that's the coverage area you see. And it's not really super close here. So I am going to put... Actually, we'll just leave it. We'll just have the one for now. We'll just have the one for now. I don't even think... Yeah, I can't afford a police station, but that's fine. We got that one. And I can take out a second loan if I want, but I'm not going to worry about it. Let's zone in. Let's keep zoning. Water pipes. Don't forget your water pipes. The game will remind you. It'll start flashing at you if you don't have that in. Okay, so we're going to break this up a little. So I'm looking at where my commercial is now. This is kind of the main strip. We have this crossroad. So I'm going to put some commercial area over here as well. Just another commercial pocket. And we'll do smaller. We do four. Well, we may as well do 4x4 here. Actually, no. We'll do 3x3. And for houses, I'll do the 4x4 and leave space for a walking path. That's how I want to do it. We'll do the same here. There we are. Let's unpause. Got a demand for some industry. Let's keep flowing and showing, as one of my favorite YouTubers, Wow Hobbs, would say. He's a Hearthstone player, but he's kind of a legendary WoW player as well. Did I pipe in here? Let me get this straight. And again, I'm trying to stay under the roads. You don't have to, obviously, and it doesn't matter like there, but it's a little bit, I don't know, more realistic or whatever you might want to call it. It's also just kind of a nice way to manage your pipes, and you can lay them in to where you can do kind of this. You could skip a middle piece here and have them separated like that, and they still provide coverage. This is a little too close in here. Actually, kind of inefficient the way I just did that. But let's extend here, and then we're going to have to wrap it up a little bit. But I do want to extend this, and we are also... We're going to be converting... So let me think about this. We're going to be converting or switching over to some forestry down here. Actually, with that in mind, let me see how I can do this. Yeah, we'll slowly convert this to a forestry area, I think is what we'll do. I think it's a great idea, and we'll get into how you do that next episode. This isn't a horrible place. So let's look at our... Can I see pollution yet? I don't think we have it unlocked. Oh, we can. Look at that. Look at that disgusting. And here is... So this is an example of the water I was talking about. So if you had this inlet here, it would suck up the water pollution, I'll call it, and it would feed it to your citizens, and they would get sick. Before we go, let's fill in. Let's just fill in here. These residential areas, let them build out. All right. Well, I think this is a good place to wrap it up. Let's do a little cinematic camera. There we are. There we are. Well, it's coming along nicely. Yes, it is. Like I said, if you got any ideas, the name for a town, let me know. If you don't care, you don't care. I get it. Anyway, it's good to be playing this game. The release schedule for this game is going to be on Sundays. Yeah. So we'll have my, the Warcraft, the hardcore stuff going during the week. And then on the weekends, on Saturdays is going to be Minecraft. And Sundays is going to be City Skylines, but you'll also get whatever video would fall in place as far as the Warcraft stuff. So on the weekends, excuse me, losing my voice, there'll be most likely 2 videos. Anyway, thanks for hanging out, everybody. I do appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed this. If you've never played this game, highly recommend it. My voice is going. Good time to call it. You guys and gals, take care. I will see you next week. Peace.